Another classic flight simulator aircraft. This is the Textron Beechcraft King Air 350i. This is a lot of airplane. It is a twin turboprop. You've got the Pratt & Whitney Canada PT6s, just like everything else that's got a turboprop in here. And we are currently sitting here in South Africa. This is just outside of Capetown. This is going to be our takeoff airport, and let's go ahead and take a look inside. So the first thing I noticed that's massively different about this version of the Beechcraft, the 350 that I know, is the fact that everything inside is all these nice digital displays. It's amazing to see that this instrument panel now has got like decent kind of like plastic all around it. You know, got a pretty good amount of fuel. I like how they updated the text a little bit. That's kind of nice as well. All the millions of teeny tiny little switches are still the millions. Look at the circuit breaker board. Obviously, we have a nice luxurious interior. This is a lot of airplane. I also think it's interesting to see that our backup instrument now is basically sitting in the center. It's just a single little gauge like that. So let's go ahead and get rolling. Oh, I like this. A good old touch screen here. So if we wanted to go ahead and press 1200 here. Look at that. We can also push VFR and just go Alt, and we're all set. Man, that's nice. All right, let's get this thing rolling. I'm a little nervous with this one because this has definitely been upgraded quite a bit. You gotta love these fancy aircraft. All right, propellers catching up to speed. Those are very tiny displays. Torque's basically peaked out, and that is it. Let's go. Oh yeah, now that's a turboprop sound. That thing is angry. Go racing along here, kind of get sped up. All right, looks pretty good. We don't need to rotate it that fast. The trim always seems to be defaulted to slightly nose up. All right, looking pretty good. Go ahead and give it a little tiny tug here. And we are airborne. Positive rate, gear up. To my right, just a teeny tiny bit. Just like a real King Air, the thing is going to pull really hard to the left once you get airborne. This is not an aircraft you want to experience the critical engine phenomenon on. All right, let it drop a bit. Oh, geez, we've gotten a little light in the seat with that one. I'm going to reduce my power because, man, we're already doing 150 knots here. It's about time we got something that's got a little bit of speed here. All right, South Africa. Incredible country. Spinning around here, very close to Cape Town here. I'm going to come and take a look. Again, the usual detail that they put into each one of these little environments is definitely apparent. The detail they put into this aircraft is also very apparent, and it's actually very, very impressive to see everything that you can see here. Oh, we're getting yelled at again, I think. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves around very aggressively in this direction. As far as the King Air goes, I'm probably not going to try to aggressively stall this aircraft for the obvious reason that this is not an aircraft that you'd want to aggressively stall. The two gigantic engines on this thing could get us out of a lot of trouble, but at the same token, this is kind of a big plane, and it's, again, very expensive. It really kind of boggles my mind they still have these planes because of the fact that they've almost all been replaced by light jets at this point. Of course, if you look down, I'm doing 207, which is pretty darn quick if you ask me. See a slightly different time of day, swinging around quickly. And we get a pretty good look at the South African interior. Okay, let's be a little mean to this plane, though. I mean, we've been pretty nice so far, right? So what if I were to take this thing like this? Oh, those nice heavy controls are relaxing after experiencing some of those ultralight planes. Oh, that's nice. You pull it all the way like that, coming out of it. You just give it a tiny, tiny little push that way. And that's exactly what happens when you try that. Nice. Give ourselves a little bit of trim here. That should be enough. Reduce power just a little bit. I'm actually going to bring my RPM down a bit too. Very cool. This is definitely, it's a King Air. It's going to be relatively on the slow side as far as, big movements and all that goes. You have to be very cautious landing this aircraft. For the uninitiated, the big difference here is the fact that because you're so heavy, when you cut the power, since you have propellers, this thing tends to stop flying. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and give that a try real quick. There's our lovely airport there. We're going to do a modified traffic pattern. Yeah, we're just trying to get a feel for everything. We're not following any laws or anything like that here. We just don't need to. All right, looks pretty good. Swing ourselves around this way. We're still doing 190 knots. Got to pull that nose up just a little bit. Take advantage of those propellers to actually help slow us down here. It looks pretty good to me. You can see the big chunk of the city right here. Alright, it should slow us down to get us to flap speed. Nice. Alright. Keep us nice and steady. Nice and steady. Alright, it's looking pretty good so far. Just now, unfortunately, we can't really see well behind us. It's going to be very difficult to call our base without being able to see. You could probably imagine the difficulty inherent with that. Alright, I'm actually going to put my next notch of flaps down. This thing does not want to fly anymore. Oh boy, those flaps really slow you down. Let's have a little bit more power. Go ahead and pull our base leg here. I love how the mountains and the synthetic vision are yellow, that are a risk to you. Normally what we do is we kind of look out the window like this. I might have cut that a little tight, but that's fine. Really need to do is lose more altitude. Looking pretty good, looking pretty good. I'm liking the way this is going so far. Let's see if I still got it or I bend the tires. There's pretty much both possibilities there. Pretty much any landing could be that too. Alright, it's looking pretty good. I got 4 white, so I'm a little high still. Checking my speed here, doing about 130, which is pretty darn fast. Alright, slow us down just a teeny tiny bit here. Gotta be real careful with this. I overshot it. Been flying these little teeny tiny 1,000-pound planes too much today. Oh yeah, we got way too much energy here. It'll be alright though. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that this aircraft isn't more speed sensitive. I always remember being much more aggressive when you're rough with the throttle. Alright, brings us over the threshold. You can see we got 2 different displays of that. Now when I pull the nose up, this thing should be like, No, it doesn't do it. Kill the throttle, let's see what happens. It should get very, very heavy. That's not really that heavy. Of course, our speed was a little high. We ended up taking up like 2/3 of the runway. And we are down. Nice. Actually, that wasn't too bad. Definitely an aircraft worth checking out. I kind of wish we had a light jet, like a little teeny tiny jet like a Mustang or something like that. But this is not too bad either. This will certainly get you to your destination. Enjoy.